We look ahead to the minutes from the last Fed meeting to provide more clarity on the Fed's next move coming this week. We get into earnings from the retail group after a stronger than expected retail sales number last week. It's your week ahead preview right now. Happy President's Day in the U.S. and Family Day here in Canada. Hope everyone's enjoying their long weekend. We'll start things off with a look at major retail earnings. Monday pre-market, both Home Depot and Walmart set to report before the start of trading. Wednesday last week, we got retail sales data from December that showed stronger than expected numbers coming through for the holiday quarter period, remember. So both HD and Walmart will be key. We've seen a ton of strength return to the home builders group since the beginning of the year. Home Depot shares could be a quiet winner from the resurgent strength. Most analysts are expecting a strong report from the home improvement retail giant in its latest quarter, with the most focus on inventory and any indication from the company that inventories could be regulating. S&P Global PMI data, meanwhile, and more housing market economic releases will also come through at 9:45 and 10 a.m. With the recent pop in crypto markets, investors will also be glued to earnings after the close as well. We'll get Coin set to report. Cathie Wood has showed a renewed confidence in the company of late, heading into the report, recently adding to her long position. Mixed expectations, meanwhile, from most analysts ahead of the report, with most expecting a loss of $579 million on the bottom line. That's down from an $840 million profit a year ago. And just like that, it's midweek already. More retail earnings to kick things off on Wednesday. TJX set to report before the start of trading. We'll also get Chinese search giant Baidu reporting their latest results overnight. The company was among the first of the Chinese ADRs to announce plans for their very own ChatGPT AI-style product. Warren Buffett's number two, meanwhile, Charlie Munger, has continued to tout the Chinese market as the major opportunity for stocks this year, still, however, favoring Alibaba shares over Baidu. During the session, focus will be on 2 p.m. Eastern, meanwhile, with the minutes from the latest Federal Reserve meeting set to be released. Wednesday after the close will be the major earnings event of the week, with chipmaker Nvda on deck, set to report. We'll also hear from Bumble, eBay, Etsy, Lemonade, Lucid coming through. Cathie Wood favorite Unity and Teladoc both set to report. The recent all things AI craze has benefited Nvda shares possibly the most going into this earnings report, on hopes that increased demand will come from this new era that grows in popularity. There's also been, however, multiple recent cautionary notes on the AI hype front, specifically surrounding Nvidia shares, warning that demand could be a little bit overblown going into earnings. The well-backed Lucid Motors, meanwhile, will also provide a tradable opportunity off earnings. Focus won't necessarily be on specific numbers in the report, but rather any indication of further development on the funding side coming from the company's Saudi backers. Let's move on. We get into major economic releases to kick things off on Thursday morning, starting with 8:30. Q4 GDP coming through. That's a second estimate. 8:30 then we get the Chicago Fed National Activity Index for January. 8:30 as well. Q4 PCE, second estimate as well. Tradable earnings opportunities will start the session off as well before the start of trading. Alibaba, that's coming overnight. Domino's, Moderna, Nikola, Wayfair, all set to report. The Big Short's Michael Burry recently revealed new positions on both BABA and JD.com ahead of earnings. Both were hit hard last year by growing threats of government regulation, plus a wider exodus from risky technology stocks in the face of rising interest rates and a potential recession still to come second half of this year. Thursday after the close, then, more earnings to digest for traders from the likes of Beyond Meat, Block coming through, Booking.com, and highly shorted Carvana. Wish as well. Context Logic will be one to watch. The highly shorted shares of CVNA will be top of mind of most short-term traders after rallying more than 400% since the start of the year, depending on your source. The stock still has at least a 55% short interest on its tradable shares. The week once again wraps up on a quiet note with some economic data on tap for Friday. We'll get 8:30 core PCE for January. Also at 10, Michigan consumer sentiment coming through. There is an inflation portion to that number, so we'll watch that closely at 10 a.m. As always, we'll bring you all the market action live on a holiday shortened week. Enjoy your holiday Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow morning on TraderTV.Live.